Hello, I'm Tate Mickelson with the Rockbridge Report. Joining me today is Major Kim Connolly from VMI. Major Connolly is organizing VMI's Environment Virginia Symposium for this year. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about VMI's Environment Virginia Symposium?
Sure. This is an event that was started 29 years ago by a VMI professor, Captain Ron Urchel, as a very small kind of environmental conference, and has grown over the years to be the big environmental conference for the state of Virginia. We get about 600 attendees come every year, and they come. What's unique about the conference is that it's people from the business world, people from government, and people from nonprofits all come to this event, and it's a one time of year where they all get to see each other face to face. They may have interacted by email or so on, but it's 3 days away from Richmond that they get to network and reacquaint themselves with each other's programs, as well as a learning experience, because we have about 40 to 50 breakout sessions.
And so how has the symposium sort of evolved over the years from its beginning?
Well, it's just gotten bigger and bigger and more statewide. It is, as I said, it is the event that everybody comes to. It's kind of the who's who in the state environmental world. And our co-hosts are the Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, the Department of Conservation and Recreation, which we call DCR, lots of acronyms in the environmental world. Yeah. And also the Virginia Environmental Endowment is also one of our partners. So we work with them, as well as a program advisory committee, all year round to help develop the offerings at each year's conference. And some years, some topics are hotter than others. Some of the evergreen topics of the Chesapeake Bay, stormwater is a very big topic, and groundwater. So kind of the water-related issues are always very popular. But we try to have all the variety of topics of things that are interest to people in the state of Virginia. It's very Virginia-centric.
So I noticed on the website that this year's sort of catchphrase was the ecological and economic impacts of the environment. Is that correct? I was wondering what the importance of tying the environment to the economy was.
Well, we have a lot of industry partners that come to this event, and so businesses have an impact on the environment. They are very environmentally aware. Right. There is a lot of companies from Dominion Power, obviously, they come every year to the conference. But then you think about somebody like Smithfield Foods. They have a big impact on the environment. You have folks like the Newport News Shipbuilding, or West Rock, which does paper products, or somebody like Georgia Pacific or Mohawk Industries with the carpets. They all have an environmental involvement in some way, whether they impact the environment or they're just environmentally aware in their practices or encouraging their employees to be environmentally aware. So it really is a cross-section of people that come to this conference.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. So you're saying you've sort of scaled down the symposium this year from past years. What size crowd do you expect to be joining you?
We still expect 600 people.
Wow. Okay.
It's just in the past, for instance, last year we had about 70 breakout sessions. And this year we're going to have about 40 to 45 breakout sessions. And that's really just from a conference planning standpoint. Some of the sessions didn't have very many people in them. Yeah. And so we didn't want them competing with each other too much. So to give each session, when people come from a distance and create a presentation, you don't want them presenting to just a small crowd in the room. So that's the only difference. We expect the same number of people. And at this conference, the unique flavor is a lot of people come to network, and they're just in our main hall of valor, just talking to each other. We have exhibit booths from lots of different companies, and also nonprofits have exhibits. So people are hanging around kind of the main area talking, so they might not necessarily go to every single breakout session.
So can you tell me a little bit about some of your featured speakers this year and who you're most excited to sort of hear from and have there?
Well, we're very excited to have Governor Northam come. He's our opening keynote speaker. Pretty much over the history of this conference, every Virginia governor has come and spoken at least 1 year in their 4-year terms. Governor McAuliffe was very enthusiastic. He came 3 years. He kept inviting
Wow.
himself back. Great. We'd love to hear from the governor. We also have Dr. Ann Goodman, who is an expert on climate resilience, specifically businesses and communities, and how they can prepare on sea level rise and work together and collaborate to be prepared, because that's the new reality with sea level rise through climate change. So she's going to be our speaker on our closing day on Thursday. We also have our newly appointed Virginia Secretary of Natural Resources, Matt Strickler, who is a WNL alumnus, and also the newly appointed Secretary of Agriculture and Forestry, Bettina Ring. She'll also be speaking at this conference. So we have lots of small breakout sessions that are very topic specific. And then we also have some sessions called Hot Topics, which we have one with a panel of folks from nonprofits. We have a panel of people from industry, and then we have another panel of people, kind of governmental leaders. So these are leaders in their fields, each talking about the environmental issues that are top of the mind for them in the coming year. So those are always really popular sessions as well. And we also have for our students a environmental career opportunity session where people from various fields in the environmental world will be talking about career opportunities in that particular world. So that's also of interest.
Wow. So I read that also registration for the symposium just opened up. So how would students and companies alike go about registering for the symposium?
Well, it's very easy. It's actually been open for a while. It's conferences.vmi.edu. That's the main conference page, and you can find out everything on there, what the schedule is. There's a registration tab. We also have opportunities for exhibitors, so if a business wants to have an exhibit booth for the 3 days, there's a few left, not too many actually for that, but anybody is welcome to attend, from students to environmental professionals.
Wow, so great. Okay, and then so one of the highlights of the symposium is the Urchel Environmental Leadership Awards.
Yes.
Will you tell me a little bit about the award?
Well, that award is named after Captain Urchel, the VMI professor who started this conference and was well loved in the state for running this conference for years and had many great relationships. And when he retired, they decided to create an award in his name. He passed away in 2011. We've continued the award, and so it is open to nominations. We open up nominations for anyone in the state who's to nominate someone who they feel is an environmental leader that's through their body of work is deserving of recognition. Then we have a voting process where we take the nominations, and right now those are now out to vote for people who are attending, registered to attend this conference. And then we have the final step is the past nominees, winners, get the final deciding vote. So it's a very big honor for people to receive that. Last year's winner was Nikki Rovner with the it's the Nature Conservancy, the Virginia Office of the Nature Conservancy. She received the award last year. The previous year was Dr. Mark Edwards, who was a Virginia Tech Research, who did the research on the Flint water crisis. Again, it has to be a Virginian.
Right.
So yeah, it's got a long history.
And so is there anything sort of significant about this event that I have not asked or you have not spoken about?
Well, I think the main thing about this conference that makes it unique is the cross-section of people that attend. So when you think of an environmental conference, you might think of a certain type of person or process that they are promoting. And this really is, we want to open this up to all voices and all points of view on the environmental spectrum. So that's why we have so many nonprofits here. That's why we have people from industry here, and also people from all levels of government, from local governments up to statewide governments, and actually federal as well. We have people from the Army Corps of Engineers.
Wow.
So we want to encourage diversity of viewpoints, and all points of views are welcome to come to this conference, so we can all listen to each other.
Oh, so great. Well, thank you so much, Major Connolly, for your time today. And for the Rockbridge Report, I'm Tate Mickelson.